Well, hello everyone and welcome to this RWBY Ice Queendom reaction and review. For context, I'm a big RWBY fan. I've watched it basically week to week ever since Volume 4 started airing, so quite a long time ago. I love it. It's a fantastic show, one of my favorite shows of all time. I hope one day that there can be another season of this show. I'd be very happy. When I say season, I mean volume, because you know, that's what we call it in RWBY. But anyway, somehow I missed out on RWBY Ice Queendom. Many years ago when this came out, I remember being very excited for it. Oh my goodness, RWBY's getting an anime and it's going to be made by a big studio and it's going to look really good. But then it came out and I didn't hear many good things about it. In fact, I think I've only exclusively heard negative things about it, where people were like, it was like okay, but it had a lot of issues, and that's all I've ever heard about it. But people can be really dumb sometimes, and people can say that about RWBY itself sometimes, and I completely disagree with those people. So there is a chance that I might love this show. I'm not expecting to, though. I'm going into this with very low expectations, and if anything kind of positively hits me, then I'll be very happy if there's anything positive to take away from the show. I also decided that I'm going to react to this all in one go. Not that I'm going to sit down and watch it all in one go, but all of this is going to be in one big reaction video because I can't be bothered to kind of record individual discussions for each episode and schedule this out week by week. So it's all going to come out at once, which is why the introduction here is a bit longer than I usually do for reactions. What else is there? I surprisingly don't know a single thing about the show. The only thing I know is that it's called Ice Queendom, which I'm pretty sure, I don't remember if I've like heard this before, if it's just my implication, but I assume Weiss is like a bigger deal here. My understanding is that this is like I don't know if it's a retelling, but it's like covering similar familiar kind of territory as the first volume of RWBY. Maybe the first 2 volumes. I have no idea like what it's actually covering, but it's like a soft kind of remake is my understanding. Or maybe it's like an alternate universe thing. I don't really know. I guess I'll find out. There is also the option of watching in Japanese or in English. I love the RWBY dubbed voices, like the English voices in the typical RWBY show. But I thought, you know, this is made in Japan. Let me try something different. Let me see a different interpretation of RWBY. So I'm going to go with the Japanese voice actors for this one. I don't think I have anything else really to say. Like I said, my expectations are low, but who knows? Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. You'll get to the end of this 2-hour reaction. It's probably going to be very short. It'll be like half an hour or something. And you'll see me glowing about this show. But anyway, let's just get started. No one's watching this intro anyway. If you're here, you're here for the reaction. You're just clicking it anyway, but let's go. Man, this is really cool. Seeing RWBY with like actual good 2D animation is kind of crazy. Oh man, my RWBY knowledge is a bit rusty. Can I even name all these places? Probably not. Ooh, named after the trailers, maybe. Oh man, Yang is looking on model. Like, she looks a lot like the actual... Oh no, the eyes are very different. Interesting voice for Yang. Okay, so we're gonna follow all the girls. This is really interesting. Very different to the actual show. I like Weiss's voice. It's pretty good. Yang's is weird, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll win me over. We'll see. Oh, what a happy family. Oh my goodness. Whitley. We're doing the volume 4 scene now. I feel like Whitley's voice is like famous. Sounds familiar. Interesting, there's so much Weiss focus, but I guess it's called Ice Queendom, so makes sense she'd be the focus. Winter! Oh my goodness. It's kind of cool you can see all the characters now early in the story because they hadn't even been animated yet in the actual RWBY at this point. Oh, this thing. This is from the trailer, right? I think she fights this in the white trailer. Great animation. Oh, sick. Are they gonna go heist on the train again? Like, is it actually going to be all the trailers? I like these 2 voices. They are doing the heist. So yeah, I guess these are the trailers, which makes sense. That's the name of the episode. Does that mean we're going to see Yang in a bar to beat up a bunch of guys? Opening scene? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're skipping the RWBY and Yang trailers. Ooh, who's going to voice Torchwick? It's an okay voice. We'll see where it goes. Good song. Cool. Oh wow, this is unexpected. Man, the animation's so good. The directing isn't anything special yet. Oh my god, it is Cinder! They have a design and everything. It's very cute. Ozpin? Yep. Interesting voice, again. Feels very different to Ozpin voice. Interesting to pad out the details like this. Like, show the transition of Ozpin arriving, you know? Oh my god, is she gonna eat them all in like one bite at a time? Oh, I like how happy Yang is about it. Okay, I like Yang's voice actor. She won me over. Pyrrha! Oh, Nora! Oh my goodness, and Ren. John's looking funny. And I guess that's Salem's voice actor talking to Osman. Oh my god, they even have the news reporter. Ren has an interesting voice. There's an opening? Oh my goodness. I like the song. Who's that? A lot of focus on the forest fight. I wonder if that'll be the climax of like the first half of the season? There's no way that becomes the climax of the first season, right? Like the whole thing. Oh, look at this meet cute at this couple. Oh my goodness. Oh. Good delivery. I love how proud Yang is of Ruby. What is that supposed to mean? Interesting to have the forest thing so early. Oh my god, another meet cute. Who is this? Shion Zaiden. Is that the Ice Queen in Ice Queendom? Well, that was a strange interaction. That's new. Oh my god. Gotta find Yang, gotta find Yang, gotta find Yang. Is it him or Ruby? What a strange perspective. What was that? What is this music? I want to see the Ren snake fight. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, no snake fight. Oh my god. Jesus, they're running slow. That wasn't the best fight. Kind of missing a lot of what made the original so good. Cool. Awesome. Love it. I mean, that was, I don't know, the fight wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. The end bit was fantastic though. Oh my god, RWBY! RWBY. Aww. Ooh. All those actual ending visuals. Vincent Chansard was on this, wow. Yeah, that final fight is like one of my favorites, like in early RWBY. I don't think it was done particularly well. Like, what was the good stuff about it is like the music and the choreography and stuff in the original. Little moments between characters. I don't think it had really any of that in this. The bit at the end with the bird was great. Well animated and everything. Felt like a climactic moment. But the rest of it wasn't particularly good. Surprisingly. Like, I figured they would have tried to capture what made the original so good. If they can adapt it so closely, you know? This is kind of cool. Very, like, Volume 9 ending. Like, final scene kind of stuff. This Grim got an upgrade. Oh my goodness, from the original. It was like a little hog thing in the original. Animation continues to be really good, but directing-wise, it's not too interesting. Oh, I remember the scene. This was very cute. It's very true. What's happening? Is something happening when you lose your aura? Like something can overtake you? Because why is Lost in the first episode when fighting the big knight thing? I guess obviously also fighting the hog last scene. I'm glad how much of a focus Weiss is. She is my favorite character in RWBY, so... Wow. Jesus. Seeds of Doubt? Is that what this is? Or is it a more literal thing? She looks like Rani the Witch. I like the idea, the way this is visualized. Like John floating on this like pink net. The little dolls hanging above them. Oh my god, we're getting the racism storyline right away. Oh my god, Penny! Salutations. Wonderful voice for Penny. Oh, I love it. Tomodachi. I love Penny. You know what? She might be my favorite. It's either her or Weiss. Hmm? Oh my god. I love it. I love it. What a perfect adaptation of Penny. Aww. Man, we're real going quick. We're all the way through volume 1, almost. Who, Penny? Did Penny scare them off? Oh, we didn't even get to see the fight! Why would they skip that? Why would we not get to see the fight? That's like one of the coolest fights. She learned like 2 minutes ago. Oh my god. This pacing is a bit weird. The music's too good for the moment because it hasn't been earned. The music's so good, but like... I don't know, it's just falling very flat. I feel like it's just way too fast paced or something. I can't believe we skipped the Sun and Penny fight. Is she gonna be possessed? Like, replaced? Because that'd be kind of cool. This is new. Did Weiss, like, get possessed and the Grimm took over the whole planet or something? I don't know. What's she wearing? Oh my god, she can skate on Crescent Rose. This is awesome. Did I skip an episode? What a system. So is she inside Weiss's dream? Like we skipped the external perspective? Wonder why they're only sending in RWBY. I'm not sure about Osmond's voice. Is that her dad? My god. He's everywhere. Oh my god, she's spending all her money. The Schnee Company workers. That's funny. Oh no, they're gonna kill fake RWBY. What on earth? There's people trapped inside him. Wow. She thinks of them as cats? Very, wow, shadow people. It's like the shadow people in the first volume of RWBY, like the actual show. Is that Weiss? She looks cool if that's her, or is that Winter? Whoa. I like it. Is this gonna be the rest of the show? Like inside this ice queendom, quote unquote? That's Whitley? Oh my god. Where's Winter? That's gotta be Winter, right? No. Ooh, father. It is interesting. There's father, mother, brother, but no sister, no Winter. I love these shadow people. This is great. Oh, Winter's the book. It's like the person she's modeling herself after. You only have 2 coins left. What if it gets stolen? You know, the OP is growing on me. I like this song a lot. As strong as her mind allows her to be. I feel like that's infinitely strong, right? Holy. That's very funny. Goddamn Weiss, man. That's very funny. I like how it's all filtered through Weiss's perspective. The city is very like Elden Ring almost. Like Lindell, the capital. Cool. I like that fountain. Oh, and that's Weiss's mother. That's super cool. Man, it's so empty here. What on earth? Is this Pyrrha? What the heck? Why is she singing? I guess Weiss did like idolize her, which is funny. The animation is not matching the singing. Yeah, the animation is really not matching up. Wonder if they did it for the Japanese dialogue or something. What on earth is happening? What a strange show. Jesus, don't be so loud. Oh boy, is she dead? This is the very famous staircase. Cool. Oh my god, mega racist Weiss is coming out. Okay, well, I have now seen 6 episodes of RWBY Ice Queendom, believe it or not. And I only decided to react to 5 of them because, believe it or not, I actually didn't really like this show, okay? I watched 5 episodes, the reactions, there were like certain bits where I'm like, okay, this is like interesting. But for the most part, I found this pretty boring. And there were a lot of times where I'm just like, why am I watching this? I kind of got it for those initial few episodes where I was like, oh, it's like a retelling of RWBY, like, you know, there's like certain bits I like about it. But then after that, it like changed and I was like, man, you know, that early stuff was like okay, but it wasn't anything amazing to like maybe continue watching. And the whole storyline with Weiss, like it's like perfectly fine, but at the same time, it's like kind of really boring. And it just doesn't really feel like RWBY at all. Besides like the characters kind of look like they look the same, right? But to me, like they sound different, obviously, because I'm watching the Japanese, like they kind of act differently. Not that like I want them to be exactly the same, right? But I just like, it doesn't feel like RWBY to me. And then like that's the whole appeal of this show, right? Like I'm not watching it because it's like an interesting story. I'm watching it because it's like a RWBY like kind of story. So I don't know. Yeah, I watched 5 episodes and then I reacted to 5 and then I thought, okay, you know what? I'm probably going to drop it. But then I thought, let me watch one more. I'm not going to react to it because I can't really be bothered to. But maybe it'll win me over. And it certainly didn't win me over. So, you know. So basically at this point, I think I'm done. Unless someone in the comments like wants me to watch, I will continue. All I need is one person to tell me that they actually want me to finish the show. And I will certainly watch it. So, you know, you could be that one person listening right now. Because I truly... In my heart right now, I feel like no one is making it to this part of this video. So if you're hearing my words right now, you have surprised me. I guess there is a chance that someone who isn't a RWBY fan, who is like a fan of mine, might be watching this, but there is no RWBY fan out there who I think are listening to these words right now. But anyway, yeah, I didn't like this. Now I have a few like sections of notes, mainly like my overall thoughts and then like production stuff. And then that's it. I don't have much to say. We can end it there. But the first thing to say is that I did like the retelling stuff. The first 3 episodes are pretty much a direct like adaptation of the first volume of RWBY. Now, when I say direct, I mean it's basically you can map it 1-to-1 to be like, oh, this is referencing this scene here, and like even sometimes very specific like parts of a scene. Like for instance, when Weiss, I think it's Weiss, when she turns around the corner and she runs into Penny, and it's like, whoa, that's like a shot for shot, like exactly what happened in the anime. So those first 3 episodes like a very direct retelling. Now, firstly, I think there's 2 elements that I think make this kind of cool. Or 3, I guess. One of them is, oh my goodness, it's a completely different style. And it's like a more like generic, not generic in like a bad sense, but like this looks like anime, right? In a really cool way. Whereas like RWBY is weird and unconventional and like CG and like a weird style like the original. This feels like an anime. And it is. It's made by a big studio. It's like famous and everything and big budget. Well, not big budget compared to the early seasons of RWBY, right? So it's kind of cool in that regard to see an adaptation like this of the original material. Like what would RWBY have looked like if it was an anime? I get all of that. The appeal is right there and it works well and I like it. The other element I like is it is super cool that because we are adapting RWBY after like what? I think this would have probably come out when there were 8 seasons out or 8 volumes out, right? Maybe 9. But we have the benefit when you're adapting the show of incorporating characters that don't exist yet in the canon of the story or haven't been introduced yet. Maybe they exist in like the concept of the creators, but they don't exist yet. Characters like Whitley and Weiss's entire family and Winter. And we even get like I mean, Cinder was obviously in that first episode, but we get to see a bit more of her design here, I think. And I don't know, there's like small things like that. And you get to see like a lot more of Tai Yang and like his interaction with Ozpin. It's like, it's more like, it feels more fleshed out because it clearly is more fleshed out because we have the more details of the future volumes that we can call them when we're making scenes like this. So I appreciate all that too. That was all really good. There's also the element, I think it's the final main appeal, of the fact that they like make the story, they have like extra padding scenes of like transitionary periods and stuff. There's the fact that like we're seeing all the 4 girls, you know, RWBY, Weiss, Blake, and Yang. We're seeing all of them before they go to Beacon. Like, especially, I guess, Weiss and Yang. We see like 2 storylines of them just on their own. They are adapted from the trailer, but it's like making the trailers canon in a way where it's like, oh, this is literally part of the story. Weiss is like going to her family and she's being challenged by this thing that she has to pass in order to go to Beacon. Blake is like with the White Fang and she's like with Adam on a train. They're doing a heist and that's like what turns her to go to Beacon. And like, I like this. I like this padding out stuff. I also especially liked, and I said this in the reaction, when you have Tai Yang and Yang going to meet RWBY after she had the whole interaction with Torchwick in that first dust place that he stole from. And they run into Ozpin because, of course, Ozpin ends up there in the scene. Like, we never see the transitionary scene in the actual original show, but here we get to see it because it's like, why not? You know, let's pad out the world, make it feel more alive and these characters more interconnected. I like all this, okay? This was all good. Now, this early stuff, though, I even don't really like it that much. Like, there is a lot more that I like in this kind of early retelling stuff compared to the actual Ice Queendom, like, I guess, original stuff in the show. But to me, it has 2 problems. One of them is almost certainly the pacing. It feels incredibly fast-paced, which means that we miss out on a lot of stuff, and certain moments don't feel earned. The second thing is, I think, bland directing and storyboarding. It's a bit hard to, like, discern the 2 when it comes to anime, but, like, basically, there's really good animation in this show, especially in fights. Certain fight moments have incredible animation. Like that scene of RWBY taking out the giant bird Grim, like at the end, that is like one of the best like animated sequences ever, right? Like it's really, really well done. And that particular one looks really good too, like in terms of directing and stuff, but it is like very heavily pulling from what the original did too. But a lot of this show, firstly, it feels boring to look at. Like I don't know, like I'm looking at them and I'm looking at a scene and I'm like, okay, like what? Like there'll be a lot of time where the scene is like frozen and like not many characters are moving, which can be fine if the composition is like interesting to look at, or I don't know, has like an interesting angle or there's interesting lighting or colors or something like that. But the show very rarely does that. Like it's not like the majority of this show is kind of just like bland looking to me. Very vivid, like colors, like very bright colors and saturated and all that, but like kind of bland in its composition and I don't know, it's bland and I don't like it. I wish it looked kind of more interesting. But more on the, because I have a few like sub-notes on the pacing stuff. There's like, you adapt all the major beats in the first volume of RWBY, but there's like so much missing. Like the end of this section of episodes ends with a big climactic thing with all this amazing music playing, like emotional music, and it's a climax of Weiss kind of accepting Blake, right? Like that's what it's meant to be. And about all this time she spent thinking about things, and now she's like accepting her for who she is, and she realizes her mistake for like, you know, just because the Faunus have like hurt her family so much, it doesn't mean that like she should hate the Faunus, right? It's not their fault. They've been oppressed. It's not their inherent fault, like blah, 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 whatever. All that stuff. Intellectually it works, but we haven't established much of a relationship between like Blake and Blake and Weiss and like all these, basically the whole team RWBY. The original show has a bunch of stuff. It has like, I think it's even in like episode 2 or something. Like they're just like, they're in their pajamas and they're like talking to each other. We get a bunch of scenes in their room of them just like designing it and like talking about stuff in there. We get a bunch of like classroom scenes and it's just interactions of like all these members. And we don't get much of that here because we like skip over it for the important like plot moments. And it is cool to see those important plot moments, you know? Like obviously the big fight at the end of episode 3, it's cool to see it, but it would have been so much cooler to have all the important, interesting, fun character interactions beforehand, which I feel like the show kind of missed out on. So I'm incredibly disappointed in that. Then now I want to particularly call out the fight at the end of that third episode specifically. Sorry, the second episode specifically. I think I've been referring to the wrong thing, but when I'm talking about the scorpion fight, I'm talking about, I think it was at the end of episode 2. There's a fight where they're fighting a scorpion, basically, and it's specifically Nora and like Team Juniper is like fighting it, right? I feel like this was a very poorly adapted scene. I think everything that is interesting about this scene in the original is missing here. The entire appeal of that original bit, like that original scene in the original show, specifically the bit where like Team Juniper is fighting the Scorpion, not the bird bit. The bird bit, whatever, they adapted it fine. The entire appeal of that is kind of the cool choreography, the character interactions, the cool moments in the fight. Like, for instance, when Pyrrha sends, no, actually, I don't actually remember who sent her up, but basically someone, I think it's Pyrrha, sends up Nora into the sky, and she comes really close to the camera, like, and she like comes back down, and she like spins around and hits her with a hammer, and like she does like a little scorpion pose on top of the scorpion. It's like super cool. There's none of that here. And then after the fight, there's like all the characters are like landing after killing the scorpion, doing their all like victory poses, and they all have their interesting kind of way of doing it. Or Jean like almost falls over, and Nora lands on her butt or something like that, and Pyrrha does a cool epic like superhero landing, and Ren like falls over because he's tired. And then the music kicks in. It's like, I couldn't take it, could have stayed another minute. It's like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. What a great moment. And this show doesn't have any of that. So it's not just that it's missing the character interactions and cool like dynamics and fun, cute moments. It's also missing the actual action intrigue, which is really surprising because I figure like the animation itself is so good. Like to me, it feels like it's either a pacing issue or it's like a directing issue. Like whoever directed this, I guess they just did a poor job of it. Like that's my assumption. Which is a rare thing for me to say. Usually I wouldn't blame the directing for something like this, but it feels like that is the case for me at least. So I don't know, maybe I'm being way too negative, but maybe there's like some explanation out there in the meta that can explain like why they kind of rushed over this so quickly and did such a, like, it's a mix. Like there's some stuff they do really good, some stuff, most of the stuff they don't do that good though. So I don't know, I'm just negative right now, but that is what it is. Now, there's a few other things I want to talk about production-wise. I have like a few notes on it. One is that, like I said before, animation for the fights, fantastic for the most part. You know, it looks really good, as better than I could have hoped for. It's great. I've also said a bunch already, but the directing and storyboarding, pretty lame. I didn't like it. Music, really great, you know? RWBY is known for its music. I have whole playlists on Spotify that are just RWBY soundtracks, like related like playlists, and I love it there. And the music in this was pretty good. The opening music, fantastic. The ending music, pretty good too. So this is all fantastic. Now, there's also the whole element of me watching this in the Japanese version and hearing the Japanese voices for the first time. I assume these are probably the same people who do the voices for the actual original show, Japanese dub, right? But this is my first time hearing them. I think the main four girls are like good, like they're pretty good. Like I like them quite a bit. Yang took me a bit to like win me over, but it definitely did at the end. Like I like Yang, I like Weiss, RWBY, Blake, they're all great. Penny is perfect. Yeah, I could not have possibly imagined a better voice for Penny. Everything with Penny in this set of episodes is fantastic. Like, yeah, her voice, like the fact that she like does this, like, is it called a kip up or whatever? She does like a flip basically to stand up after she's just knocked down by Weiss. Fantastic. The way that she like slowly turns her head like to RWBY when RWBY's like questioning if like Weiss, if Blake is a Faunus or whatever. Fantastic. It's like perfect. That's exactly what Penny would do. Then like in episode 6, I wrote down a particular quote here, but it's when she appears next to Yang suddenly, and then Yang was like talking to herself, and Penny's like, "Were you talking to yourself just now, or were you perhaps speaking with a being that is beyond my perception?" Oh my goodness, that's so funny and very Penny-like, so we love that. But voices-wise, yeah. Main four, great. Penny, amazing. Ozpin, I feel like I didn't really like that. Like, it didn't really win me over. I thought it was interesting at first, where I'm like, this is much more of a generic kind of mentor character, whereas Ozpin in the original feels more like special, I guess. He didn't really his voice didn't feel like special or different enough here, I don't think. And yeah, I don't really think I have any other thoughts on any other voices. All the other voices were fine. Like, I didn't really have any strong negative or positive thoughts either way. Then the only other thing I really have notes on is the character designs, which is to say that I love Weiss's character design when she's in the Ice Queendom world. Like her hat, her glasses, like amazing. Like the slightly different color hair, really good. I love that design. I also really like RWBY's snowboarding design, like her design in the Ice Queendom realm. Like that's all really good too. All the rest are like, you know, they're pretty close to their original. Like Yang looks basically 1-to-1 with her original, like almost identical. And all the others are close enough. Like they're all super close. And I wouldn't like, I cannot tell you what the differences are like at a minute level. So they all feel very much the same to me. The only difference is that like it's the inherent character design of this story, of this series, I guess, made by this studio, which is that the eyes look weird to me. They feel very lifeless and like doll-like, and I don't like them. It makes the characters feel like, I don't know, alien and lifeless, and I'm not really a big fan of it. So yeah, but that's all I've got to say. You know, if you want me to watch more, please let me know. I will definitely do it if someone wants me to. I just personally don't feel the motivation right now, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll finish it. Maybe there'll be a season 2 announced one day, and it'll be much better than season 1, but we'll see. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time.